Hello, my name is GoWest Flores. I work for the Alfred Wegener Institute and I was the principal investigator on the ARISE expedition GoWest. I am interested to understand the role of sea ice for Arctic ecosystems and how the functioning of the Arctic ecosystem may change during the rapid warming of the Arctic Ocean. Particularly, I'm interested in polar cod, the central forage fish of the Arctic food web. In the Eurasian basin, young polar cod can use the sea ice to hitchhike across the Arctic Ocean. The question is there a similar mechanism also present on the Eurasian side of the Arctic Ocean? With the ARISE funding, we were able to tackle this question with the expedition GoWest on the US vessel RV Sekuljak. GoWest is the first ever survey of under-ice polar cod in the Western Arctic. Researchers from 3 EU countries, Russia and the USA, worked together in GoWest. With Sekuljak, we went to the shelf slopes of the Beaufort and Chukchi Seas north of Alaska.
The suit is essentially a bottom trawl but upside down. So instead of being towed across the seafloor, it has floaters on the top that will always make it float on the top, and when there's ice above the water, it will glide at the underside of sea ice. Polar cod are key species of the Arctic marine ecosystem because they are massively abundant, and as such they are a rich food source of the Arctic seal species and a couple of bird species. So they essentially bring the carbon that is created at the base of the food web by algae and zooplankton up to the higher predators.
Deploy the net off the stern like you would any fishing net off a vessel, but the key difference is that the net has attachment points on one side of the frame only, and so when you deploy it off the stern and you're steaming along, the water will flow through the net, and that flow will help the net shear out to the side. And you hope to do all of that in open water and then enter the ice, and so then it dives under the ice and fishes. I think the dynamics among the scientists and the crew were really exceptional, I would say. Everybody was really respectful, and I think that made for a very positive working environment and for an environment where you can kind of solve problems on the fly. I had very low expectations, and I made that very clear before the cruise. And I told everybody that if we catch a handful of fish, I'd be ecstatic. And we caught in the hundreds. The fact that we caught them is about the best result that we could expect.
For me, it was the same as for Franz. I had low expectations, and I was totally positively surprised to see that we catch them in 11 out of 11 trawls. We had Arctic cod, so I really hadn't expected that. And I think the idea that they associated with the sea ice at the end of the summer was well substantiated with these data. So that's one of the take-home messages.
ARISE gave me the opportunity of transnational access to a region that I would otherwise not be able to work in. With Franz Mütter from the University of Alaska, I established a very fruitful collaboration that will continue for years to come. In addition, ARISE enabled us to introduce 3 students and 2 early career scientists into polar science.